Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the human warship Defiance. Through the big window in front of him, he could see another human world burning. Alien ships floated in space above the planet, shooting down at the cities below. The aliens had come 3 days ago. They wanted the humans to give them money and obey their rules. When the humans said no, the aliens started killing them. Morrison had been a soldier for 20 years. He had fought in many battles across the galaxy, but this time was different. This time, he had to watch and do nothing while his own people died. For 50 years, humans had followed the rules that the Alien Council made. The Galactic Council was like a big government that controlled most of the galaxy. They said humans were from a dangerous world, so humans had to follow special rules. Humans could only use certain weapons. They had to ask permission before fighting. They always had to try talking first, even when the enemy was already shooting. Commander Lisa Parker stood next to Morrison. She was his second in command and had been his friend for 10 years. Her hands were tight fists as she watched the alien ships destroy another city. "Captain, we have 17 human ships here. The enemy only has 12 ships. We can beat them easily." Morrison shook his head. "The council rules say we cannot attack first. If we break the rules, they will kick us out of the galaxy." The radio came to life. Admiral Rick Coleman appeared on the screen. He was the leader of all human ships in this area. Coleman was an old man with gray hair and tired eyes. He had been fighting aliens for longer than anyone. "All human ships. This is Admiral Coleman. I just got news from Earth. The Galactic Council says what the aliens are doing is wrong, but they will not stop them. The Council calls this fight a local problem." Morrison felt sick. Below them, the planet's main city was now just smoke and fire. 3 million humans were dead. The galaxy's government said it was not their problem. Coleman continued talking. His voice got harder and angrier. "I also got news about our request to become full members of the Council. They said no again. This is the 47th time they said no. They say humans are too dangerous and wild to be full members." The bridge became very quiet. Morrison looked at his crew. These were good people. They had followed every rule. They had been polite to aliens who treated them like animals. They had watched their people get pushed around for 50 years. Morrison's communication officer was a young woman named Beth Clark. She had joined the military to see the galaxy and make peace with aliens. Now she was crying as she watched human children die on the planet below. "Admiral," Morrison said, "what should we do?" Coleman was quiet for a long time. When he spoke again, his voice was different. It was the voice of a man who had finally had enough. "Starting right now, humans are not following the Council's war rules anymore. All human military ships can fight however they want. Use any weapons you have, do whatever you need to do. Keeping humans alive is now our only job." Morrison felt his heart beat faster. "Sir, are you saying we can fight back?" "I am saying humans are done playing by alien rules. Commander Parker, get all weapons ready, no limits, no holding back. Show these aliens what humans can really do when we stop being nice." Parker smiled for the first time in 3 days. "Yes, sir." Morrison turned to his crew. "You heard the Admiral. All crew to battle stations. Prepare for combat." The bridge came, alive with activity. Sailors ran to their positions. Computers started showing weapon targets. The ship's engines got louder as they prepared to move. Morrison looked out the window at the alien ships. They had been killing humans for 3 days. They thought humans were weak because humans followed the rules. They were about to learn something new. Morrison picked up the ship's communication system. His voice went to every human ship in the area. "This is Captain Morrison. For 50 years we have been the galaxy's nice guys. We followed their rules. We asked permission. We tried to make friends. Today our people are dying while aliens laugh at us." He took a deep breath. "Today we remember that humans come from Earth. Earth is a death world. We survived ice ages, plagues, wars, and disasters. We climbed to the top of the food chain on a planet that tried to kill us every day. We are not the galaxy's nice guys. We are predators. Morrison looked at Parker. She nodded and began pressing buttons on her control panel. Today we stop playing fair. Today we show the galaxy why Earth is called a death world. All ships attack. The human fleet moved forward like hungry wolves. The aliens were about to learn a very hard lesson about what happens when you hurt a species that evolved by fighting everything in the universe. The age of humans asking permission was over. The age of humans taking what they needed had begun. The first alien ship died in 17 seconds. Captain Morrison had ordered his ship to jump right behind the enemy vessel. This was against the galactic war rules, but Morrison did not care anymore. His crew was ready. They had been angry for 3 days watching their people die below. "Fire all weapons," Morrison shouted. The Defiance's guns shot metal bullets faster than anything the galaxy had ever seen. The bullets hit the alien ship's shields. The shields were made to stop normal weapons, not the angry weapons of humans who had stopped being nice. The alien ship broke apart like glass. Parker watched her screen as the enemy ship exploded. Target destroyed, Captain. Moving to next target. All around them, 17 other human ships began attacking. They moved like hungry animals. For 50 years, humans had fought like the galaxy wanted them to fight. They gave warnings before shooting. They used only certain weapons. They tried to capture enemies instead of killing them. Today was different. Today, humans fought like humans. Lieutenant Ben Hughes was on another human ship called the Vindication. He was listening to the alien radio calls. The aliens were screaming at each other in panic. "Captain Blake, the aliens are calling for help from the Galactic Council. They say we are using illegal weapons." Captain Susan Blake was a woman who had lost her brother in an alien attack 5 years ago. She had followed the rules then. She had been polite. She had asked the council for justice. The council had said her brother's death was an accident. Today, she was not being polite. "Tell the aliens that humans do not care about their rules anymore," Blake said with a cold smile. "All human ships use every weapon we have. Show them what we really are." The human ships spread out across the space around the planet. They used weapons that made the aliens afraid. They shot nuclear bombs. They used gravity weapons that crushed enemy ships. They fired laser beams so powerful they cut through metal like paper. The aliens had never seen fighting like this. They were used to polite wars where everyone followed rules. They were used to enemies who asked permission before attacking. Humans were not asking permission. Morrison watched his crew work. His communication officer, Beth Clark, was sending messages to other human ships. His engineer, Danny Price, was making the ship's weapons shoot faster. His pilot, Tony Lopez, was flying the ship in ways that scared the enemy. "Captain, 3 alien ships are trying to run away," Parker reported. "Do not let them escape," Morrison said. "If they run, they will bring more enemies later." The human ships chased down the running aliens. In space, there was nowhere to hide. The alien ships were slower than human ships. They were caught and destroyed quickly. Admiral Coleman was watching the battle from his command ship. He had been a soldier for 40 years. He had seen many fights. But he had never seen humans fight with all their anger unleashed. It was beautiful and terrible at the same time. Coleman opened a communication channel to all the surviving aliens. "This is Admiral Coleman of the Human Defense Fleet. You have exactly 1 hour to take all your people and leave this star system. Any alien ship still here after 1 hour will be destroyed. No second chances." The alien commander who was still alive tried to argue. "You cannot do this. The Galactic Council will punish you. We have rights." Coleman laughed. It was not a nice laugh. "The Council does not care when you kill our people. So we do not care what the Council thinks. You have 1 hour. Use it wisely." The battle lasted 43 minutes total. When it was over, all 12 alien ships were either destroyed or so damaged they could not fight. Not one human ship was lost. No human sailors were killed, but the real victory was bigger than just winning a fight. The news of the battle spread across the galaxy in hours. Every alien species heard about what humans had done. Some aliens were angry. They said humans were savage and dangerous. Other aliens were very quiet. They were thinking about their own problems with bullies. Some aliens, the ones who had been hurt by the same enemies that attacked humans, began sending secret messages to human ambassadors. They wanted to be friends with the species that could fight back. On Earth, President Carl Watson spoke to all humans everywhere. Today, our people chose to save human lives instead of making aliens happy. We will not ask permission to defend ourselves anymore. We will not limit our weapons to make other species comfortable. Any alien species that tries to hurt humans will learn why Earth is called a death world. The message went out to every human colony, every human ship, every human settlement in the galaxy. The time of being polite was over. The time of showing their real strength had begun. In the space around the burning planet, Admiral Coleman looked at the wreckage of the alien fleet. "Send a message to all human commanders," he ordered. "From now on, we fight to win. We fight to protect our people. And we fight without asking anyone's permission." The galaxy was about to learn what humans were really like when they stopped pretending to be harmless. 6 months had passed since the battle where humans stopped following alien rules. The galaxy was still trying to understand what had happened. Human ships were now fighting differently everywhere. They were winning battles that everyone thought they would lose. Ambassador Kate Reynolds sat in a big meeting room on the capital planet of the galaxy. Across from her sat Counselor Vexhai, a snake-like alien whose people had controlled galactic politics for 300 years. This room had seen humans beg for respect many times before. Today felt different. Kate was not like the old human ambassadors. She was a former military officer who had fought in the war 6 months ago. She had seen her friends die while aliens made excuses. She was not here to be polite. "Ambassador Reynolds," Vexhai said in his usual talking-down voice, "the Council is ready to forgive humanity. You must stop these violent actions. You must let us check your weapons. You must pay money to fix the alien ships you destroyed." Kate leaned back in her chair and looked at the alien with cold eyes. She had practiced this moment for weeks. "Counselor, let me explain something very simple. Humans do not want your forgiveness. Your civilization let 3 million humans die while you had meetings. Your civilization treats us like children while demanding we follow your rules. Those days are finished. You cannot just ignore galactic law." Kate smiled. It was not a friendly smile. "Watch us. In the past 6 months, human forces have freed 14 worlds from bad governments. We have made trade deals with 47 species who were too scared to deal with us before. We have created the Independent Worlds Alliance. 63 star systems have chosen human protection instead of council justice." Vexhai's snake face twisted with anger. "The council will not allow this rebellion." "With what army?" Kate asked calmly. "Your enforcement fleet is made for fighting civilized species who follow rules. It is not made for fighting Deathworlders who do not care about your approval anymore." The EO. Truth hung in the air between them. The Council's military was weak because they had never needed to fight real wars. They had controlled the galaxy through politics and threats, not through strength. While Kate was talking to aliens on the capital planet, human ships were busy across the galaxy. Captain Doug Martinez was defending a human colony on a distant world. Enemy ships had surrounded the planet for 3 months, slowly starving the people below. Martinez did not try to break the blockade like the old rules said. Instead, he used orbital bombardment from space to destroy the enemy bases on nearby moons. The siege ended in 2 days. Commander Amy Foster was hunting pirates in the wild areas of space. For years, these pirates had hidden behind legal tricks and corrupt officials. Foster did not bother with legal tricks. She found their hidden bases and destroyed them one by one. The pirates tried to complain to the council, but no one was listening to their complaints anymore. But the most shocking incident happened on a planet called Arcturus 7. Local alien police tried to arrest human traitors on fake charges. This had happened many times before. Usually humans would hire lawyers and wait months for trials they would lose anyway. This time was different. Admiral Pete Lawson arrived with 20 human warships. His message to the planetary government was simple and direct. "Let our people go free, or we will start by destroying your military bases and work our way up to your government buildings." The humans were released in 4 hours. News of each human victory spread quickly across the galaxy. Some alien species were very angry. They said humans were acting like barbarians and criminals, but other species were watching and learning. They saw that humans got results. They saw that humans protected their own people no matter what. Kate continued her meeting with HFY. The galaxy is learning something important, Counselor. Human restraint was not weakness. It was a choice. We chose to follow your rules because we believed in the idea of galactic civilization. You have shown us that this idea is a lie used to control the strong and protect the corrupt. Behind Kate's words was a bigger truth. Humans had spent 50 years trying to fit into galactic society. They had changed their weapons, their tactics, their whole way of thinking to make aliens comfortable. They had gotten nothing in return except disrespect and dead civilians. Meanwhile, in human space, new technologies were being developed. Human engineers, no longer limited by galactic regulations, were creating weapons and ships that scared even veteran soldiers. The new human fleet ships were faster, stronger, and more dangerous than anything the galaxy had seen. General Frank Carter was in charge of human military development. He had been designing weapons for 20 years, always having to make them weaker to follow alien rules. Now he could make them as powerful as he wanted. We have new gravity weapons that can crush a ship from the inside, Carter explained to President Watson during a video call. We have stealth technology that makes our ships invisible. We have kinetic weapons that can punch through any known shield. The aliens spent so much time making rules that they forgot how to make better tools. President Watson nodded. How long before the aliens realize they cannot fight us? Some of them already know, Carter replied. That is why they are trying to make deals instead of threats now. Back on the capital planet, Kate stood up from her chair. The meeting with HFY was ending. Counselor, humans are offering the galaxy a choice. You can join us in building something better where species are judged by their actions, not their politics. Or you can try to maintain the old system where bureaucrats decide who lives and who dies. You are destroying everything we built, HFY protested. No, Kate said as she walked toward the door. We are replacing something built on fear with something built on strength. The age of asking permission is over. The age of taking responsibility has begun. As Kate left the council chambers, she carried with her formal requests from over 60 species who wanted to join the Human Alliance. Small alien governments who had been bullied by big ones. Trade groups who were tired of corrupt officials. Military leaders who wanted to learn how humans won battles so quickly. The galaxy was changing. The old system of control through politics was breaking down. In its place, something new was growing. Something where strength mattered more than speeches and results mattered more than rules. Humans had shown everyone what freedom looked like when you were strong enough to take it. The old order was dying, and the Deathworlders were the ones killing it. 1 year after humans stopped following alien rules, Admiral Jake Morrison was in command of the largest human fleet ever assembled. His new ship, the Sovereign, was 3 times bigger than his old ship. The weapons on this ship were so powerful that even experienced human soldiers were nervous around them. Human engineers had spent the whole year building new technology. Without alien rules limiting them, they had created weapons that could destroy entire fleets. They had built ships that could appear and disappear like ghosts. They had made armor so strong that alien weapons could barely scratch it. Admiral, reported Commander Lisa Parker, who was now his second in command, we are getting an urgent message from Earth. The message was from President Watson himself. His face appeared on the big screen, and he looked very serious. Admiral, Morrison, the Galactic Council has given us an ultimatum. They want humanity to destroy all our weapons and accept permanent lower status in the Council. They want us to never vote on galactic decisions. If we say no, they will attack us with the biggest fleet in galactic history. We have 30 days to decide. Morrison almost laughed. After a year of human victories, the Council still did not understand what they were dealing with. The aliens thought humans were still the same species that had begged for respect 50 years ago. Sir, Parker continued reading from her screen. Intelligence reports say the Council has been secretly building a combined fleet, ships from over 200 alien species, all with their best weapons. They are calling it the Civilization Defense Force. Morrison nodded. He had expected this. The galaxy's old rulers could not let humanity's example spread to other species. Too many worlds were already copying the human way of doing things. They were leaving old treaties and defending themselves with real force instead of polite words. "How many ships?" Morrison asked. "Over 3,000 ships, sir. It is the biggest fleet anyone has ever seen." The numbers were scary, but Morrison felt no fear. Human tactics had changed completely over the past year. They no longer fought fair fights. They fought to win, using every advantage that growing up on a death world had given them. Morrison looked at his crew. These were people who had been born and raised in one of the most dangerous places in the galaxy. Earth was a planet that tried to kill everything living on it. Humans had survived by being smarter, faster, and more violent than everything else. "Signal all human fleets," Morrison ordered. "Every human ship is to meet at the Tau Ceti star system. It is time to show the galaxy what happens when you threaten a species that evolved in hell." The word spread quickly through human space. Every human colony sent their best ships. Every human world contributed weapons and supplies. Miners, traders, colonists, and soldiers all came together for one purpose: to defend human freedom. Captain Susan Blake brought her squadron from the outer colonies. These were tough people who had fought pirates and hostile aliens for years. Commander Amy Foster arrived with her hunter ships, painted black and designed for stealth attacks. General Frank Carter came with the newest experimental weapons, machines, so destructive that they had never been tested in real combat. But the most impressive sight was the arrival of the civilian volunteers. Thousands of human merchant ships, cargo haulers, and passenger vessels had been converted into warships. Their crews were farmers, engineers, teachers, and shopkeepers who had learned to fight because the galaxy would not protect them. The Battle of Tau Ceti began when the Council fleet arrived, expecting to find a small human force ready to surrender. Instead, they found over 5,000 human ships waiting for them. The alien fleet was impressive. Ships from 200 different species, all following traditional military doctrine. They moved in perfect formations. They communicated through proper channels. They followed all the rules of civilized warfare. The humans did not follow any rules. Morrison gave the attack order and chaos erupted across the star system. Human ships appeared from behind asteroids where they had been hiding. Stealth ships materialized inside the alien formations and began shooting from point-blank range. Merchant vessels revealed hidden weapons and started ramming alien ships. The aliens tried to fight back using their traditional tactics. They formed defensive lines and called for organized retreats. They sent formal demands for surrender and requests for negotiation. The humans ignored all of it. Captain Blake led a group of fast attack ships straight through the center of the alien fleet. Her ships moved so quickly that alien gunners could not track them. As they passed enemy vessels, they dropped nuclear mines that exploded moments later. Commander Foster's stealth ships hunted the alien command vessels like predators stalking prey. They would appear next to an enemy flagship, destroy its communication systems, and disappear before the escorts could react. General Carter's experimental weapons turned the tide of the battle. Gravity bombs that crushed ships into tiny balls of metal. Energy weapons that could cut through any known armor. Kinetic missiles that hit with the force of small asteroids. But the most terrifying sight was the civilian volunteers. These ordinary humans fought with desperate courage because they knew what would happen if they lost. Families would be broken up. Children would be taken away. Human worlds would be ruled by alien governors who saw humans as dangerous animals to be controlled. The battle lasted 4 hours. When the fighting stopped, 2/3 of the alien fleet was destroyed or disabled. Human losses were surprisingly small. The Deathworlders had proven once again that evolution on a hostile planet created superior warriors. But the real victory came 3 days later, when Ambassador Kate Reynolds stood before what was left of the Galactic Council. The great chamber that had once intimidated human diplomats now looked small and empty. Many alien species had already fled the capital planet. The Human Alliance formally withdraws from all galactic treaties and organizations, Kate announced to the frightened aliens who remained. We will make our own trade agreements, our own laws, and our own definitions of civilized behavior. Any species that wants to join us in building a better galaxy is welcome. Any species that tries to force the old system on unwilling worlds will face the consequences. You are destroying everything we built, Counselor Vexhai protested, his voice shaking with fear. No, Kate replied calmly. We are replacing something that was built on oppression with something built on freedom. The age of asking permission is over. The age of taking responsibility has begun. As Kate left the council chambers for the last time, she carried formal applications for membership in the Human Alliance from over 100 species. Small alien governments who were tired of being bullied, trade organizations who wanted honest business relationships, military groups who wanted to learn how humans won battles so decisively. The old galaxy was dead. Humanity had killed it the day they stopped playing fair. And the new galaxy that was being born would be ruled by those strong enough to defend their freedom.